Dried Cherry Juice Series, Chapter 29, Fire and Water. Picking up where we left off, I'm trying to be more proactive in not tolerating the things I once used to, and having the mentality you're either with me or you're just in my way. In this next chapter, I'm going to summarize the best I can. I don't follow the topic of astrology very much, but there are some aspects of it I find intriguing, therefore I don't know much about it. I'd be curious to know how many people believe that the alignment of the planets at the time of your birth can influence your personality. I don't necessarily believe in the whole subject of astrology. I had always been detoured from the topic. But whether you follow along with that kind of thing or not, I find it fascinating how different people have personality attributes that go along with how the planets may have been aligned at the time of their birth. I think it's kind of cool that somewhat of a behavioral shift can occur in someone despite changes in the surrounding environment they can physically see. That the stars and planets can somewhat play a role in our behaviors. Sure, we can see them with a telescope, but you know what I mean. I've always been a full-blown Pisces, even being a massive water baby. I love to swim and have been doing so ever since I was a baby, first starting in my grandparents' pool. One of my nicknames is Splash, kindly given to me by Charlie and his close friends from school. Though that one had nothing to do with me being a water baby. No, that one was so very kindly bestowed upon me when Charlie tried teaching me how to drive their four-wheeler on their land at the time, which included a pond. I'm sure you can see where this is going. I panicked at the last minute and forgot where the brake was. I could hear my aunt, uncle, Charlie, and all his friends from school shouting, telling me to hit the brake just before I plummeted into the muddy depths of their pond. The thing was, I was trying. Finally, I just let off the gas pedal and it finally deaccelerated to a complete stop just before I plummeted into the muddy depths of their pond, four-wheeler first. Going back to being a full-on Pisces, I had always known I was, as my personality is textbook for the water sign. However, there are several instances where, not so much. Well, I finally figured out why. I always knew I was a cusper, which is the period when someone's birthday falls within the transition from one sign to the other due to the sun transitioning between them. Pisces is the last of the signs in astrology, however, I am also the first sign too. My birthday falls in line with being a Pisces Aries cusper, making me quite literally fire and water. Chaos always seems to find me, therefore, I always appear as if I'm chaos walking personified. Granted, in all fairness, I probably am. But don't assume that. Give me the benefit of the doubt that I internally have it all together. You didn't have to tell me that to believe that, though. I'll be completely honest. I don't follow the topic very closely, just super fascinated by it and how accurate it can be, so whatever information I reveal here is information I found from various sources. Take this with what you will, just trying to help give you a better idea of things. Pisces is the last sign and is a water sign that represents wisdom and experience and is full of emotion and intuition. Not wrong. Aries is the first sign and is a fire sign that represents passion and hot-headedness. Also, not wrong. Those born on the Pisces Aries, cusp, are an intriguing mix of fiery impulsiveness and imaginative daydreaming, meaning we're both dreamers and doers. Not wrong. It's been said that they are a great combination, having the Piscean intuition mixed with the Aries fire instinct, meaning they can immediately dive in and take a risk without getting lost or confused. Now that, I'm not so sure about. I tend to stay confused much of the time. Pisces are known to have telepathic abilities, but late-degree ones are fine-tuned by the energy of the Aries. To clear things up, they feel all their feels in addition to everyone else's feels without words, being highly empathetic and intuitive individuals. Here lately, I just thought I was in my whole, I don't give a shit anymore era because I'm just to the point where I'm not tolerating it any longer. Turns out, by the time you get to the end of this sign, you're less apt to suddenly cry on a whim and not understand why, as mid-season Pisces can sometimes do. Apparently, I'm evolved. Been there, done that, ready to start again. Well, at least I know I'm not just menopausal, because the planets confirmed it, right? More sarcasm. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I am the way that I am. I have always wondered why I have a fiery spark in me. Some Pisces may have a determined right to fight for their rights that others don't have. They stand up for what they believe in, sometimes faltering because the Piscean voice is floating around in our heads telling us to take it easy. I guess this explains a lot. From what I've researched, Pisces Aries cuspers can also come off as selfish when they get emotional. This is because if they contemplate a situation for too long, they can end up getting so frustrated with themselves that they isolate rather than pursue what they want. This also explains so much. Cuspers also have the most chemistry with other fellow cuspers of their compatible signs. So, I guess if your sign isn't signing for you, you may just be a cusper. I just wanted to share this, as I found it fascinating that I've always been water and fire all along and never knew it.